Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do some backtesting and we're going to backtest the previous strategy that I have shared in this channel, which is the liquidity sweep strategy, alright, which is basically something like this. We have a zone from this high to this low, price traded higher, return back, created, some lows right here, start trading higher, and then one more time sweeping these lows. So this is a sweep on liquidity and then traded higher. As you can see, this is a double bottom scenario, right, from DTFX, the market structure. I'm not saying he's the one that invented this double bottom or discovered this pattern, of course not, but he put more rules into it, all right? So we have a zone right here, we have a sweep on liquidity, and then here there is a good chance that price is ready to expand higher, right? So before each expansion, price is likely to take liquidity first and then trade higher, all right? So we want to position ourselves after the liquidity sweep happens, and then we're going to look for a confirmation inside this area to take us higher. So that's the whole strategy, as you can see, with this simple line drawing, all right? Keep it simple. So today we're going to backtest with crypto, with Bitcoin. So all my previous videos, I used NQ or US 100 example, and I especially used the 15 and the 5-second chart. And I got a lot of DMs every day if they can use it on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute to swing trading. Of course, you can use it, and also you can use it on any single asset class, all right? So today we're going to backtest some Bitcoin charts, right? That's for the Bitcoin pros out there. So, and honestly, Bitcoin is one of the best instruments to trade due to the high volatility, all right? Or you can just use it to tape read. It moves fast and it provides some really nice price action. So let's create our session in FX replay. Alright, so this is the chart of Bitcoin, and we're going to use for the time frames, we're going to use the 1 minute, right? That's for execution. I'm also going to use the 5 minute, and sometimes I'm going to use the 12 minute as well, all right, as direction and potential reversal areas, because sometimes this is very important. Sometimes I see that there is opposing setups and you can be confused, right? So what you want to do is to follow your higher time frame always. Otherwise, you are just trading a pattern. Even if you don't trade the higher time frame, some traders doesn't use the higher time frame. They are still seeing what the higher time frame is doing through the 1 minute. They see what the 12 minute is doing through the 1 minute time frame. That's something that you can develop over time, all right? But still, they use the higher time frame. So let's move on to the New York session. I like the New York session, that's why I usually trade that time. Of course, you can trade it anywhere, but due to volatility, I like to trade New York, all right? So let's move on to the New York session. And we're going to try to get some nice setups. All right, so I think this is beautiful. So first of all, what you want to do is to outline or mark the areas that price might potentially reverse from, might sweep those lows or highs, and then price gave you that confirmation that you are looking for, all right? So I believe this is better to prevent compulsive trades. You are marking out the areas that price might reject from, and then you're going to sit on the sideline and wait for price to hit those areas, all right? For a beginner, this is the best way to prevent impulsive trades. As you can see, we already have a nice setup right here. We have this zone, right? Price swept these lows or highs right here, and then it reversed here with this candle. So as you can see, closed below the candle here, and then return back to it, right? and then we have a nice trade to the downside. So this is beautiful example, and we missed it. It was on 8:30, but I usually take this setup because it is within my time window. All right, so beautiful setup, and we are just getting started. So also what you want to do is you want to read price on the higher time frame and analyze what's doing. So let's go to the 5-minute, see where price might potentially reject from. So we might have an area right here, which is this one right here. From this high to this low, as you can see, it gave a nice reaction from the 50% of the zone, right? So price might potentially trade higher. It might reject from here, but this is a really big zone, and I'm not going to base my trades on it on the 1 minute, right? So I can scalp. So as you can see, this was an opposing setup. It was a sell setup inside a bullish zone, and still it worked perfectly. So this is not, I'm not interested with this zone right here. So let's work only for now with the right side of the chart, and we're gonna leave the left side later on. So let's go to the 5 minutes, see what's going on. We have a break of structure right here. It looks like that we are trading lower, right? But this doesn't matter. And we also, this doesn't matter because I don't use bias in my trading. We also have this zone is unmitigated. So price mitigated that candle on the 1 minute, but still we have this zone, this candle, this whole candle is unmitigated. So we have the same setup happening on the 5 minute. We have a zone, price traded higher, give us this high, started trading lower, and then one more time sweeping this and traded back inside the range. So this would be a good setup if we came back to here and not take this low first, all right? Because then our target has been reached, right? And we don't have something to aim for unless we have a confirmation, another confirmation inside this area. So this is the confirmation. This is the final confirmation I need. But since our target is met, I'm gonna need another confirmation inside here if I want to take it lower. Here price swept this, right? Started trading higher. All right, so we tapped inside here. But the problem is that this low couldn't make a new, or this high couldn't make a new low with the body closure, right? So this is concerning. You don't want to short that unless you have something really obvious that indicates that we are going lower. All right, so usually when we don't close below the previous low with body closure, we're gonna attack the high. But let's go to the 1 minute and see what's going on right here. We took this low right here. All right, so this is beautiful. We have another confirmation inside that zone. We have this candle, right? We closed above it or below it, like here. And it looks like this is a nice setup, right? We swept this low, this high, inside an unmitigated candle, a 5-minute candle. Now, although this didn't close below here, and we might potentially liquidate this high, but still we have something to target here. We have this unmitigated zone. So let's wait for price to return to this candle right here, maybe to, I don't know, here. And we're going to take a 1-to-1. All right, don't be greedy. We are against the higher, not against it, but this could be just a short pullback into this zone right here and then liquidate this high. All right, so let's take a quick 1-to-1 and see what's going on, what's going to happen. like this. If price doesn't top me in, then I'm fine with it, right? Don't force anything. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. All right, we are in. All right, so a beautiful one-to-one trade. As you can see, price might potentially trade to here, but this is not my system. I aim for one-to-ones only, all right? Sometimes I aim for two if I'm really aligned with the higher time frame, but in this case, I'm not aligned with the higher time frame and I'm trying to catch a pullback. I always say this, you don't know the measures of the pullback. Let me rephrase it. You don't know how much price is gonna pull back, right? This right here could be the pullback, all right? Price might potentially go all the way to this candle and then trade higher, or maybe the 50% of this zone, so you don't really know that. But in expansion, so if you take a trade inside here, all right, you have a good idea that the expansion is gonna end at least on the high, right? So this is the difference between a pullback and an expansion. So a nice one-to-one here. Let's see how it plays out. All right, so we swept, we traded all the way to this low. Let's see. And then we traded higher. So what I can see here is that we have an opposing, or we have another setup here. We swept this low, as you can see. And then we closed above the candle right here, and then we tapped to it one more time and then traded higher. So this is also a beautiful setup, right? We have a sweep, we have close back inside a range, we have a CSS confirmation, right? We have a target, which is these equal highs right here. We also have this high that price might potentially trade into. But one thing is missing, which is price didn't top into this zone right here. So topping at least on the 30% is crucial for me, all right? So I need price to tap into this, because price can easily return back into it one more time here and then trade higher. So this is why I wait for price to hit an important level. All right, so as you can see, it happens. Although we have the setup right here, we have the top, we traded higher. This could be your setup. So now this is not valid anymore for me. We have another setup right here. We have the sweep. We closed below this candle, but we don't have the pullback. We are still in the pullback play for me, unless we traded below this right here and this one. So now see how price is creating these lows just below or above the 30%. If the price feed is correct and these lows are in fact above the 30% and they didn't tap into it, then price can liquidate these lows later on. Alright, so as you can see, this was the pullback, right? We liquidate these lows. This is one more setup. So I usually wait for the 30%. I don't know if this is a problem with the price feed. Maybe price tapped into the 30% in another feed like Binance or KuCoin. I don't know. But we have the same setup right here. We have the sweep on liquidity. We have closing back inside the range. Or we don't have closing back inside the range, but we have the CSS. As you can see here, we return back into this candle and then we traded higher. So this is beautiful, but I wanted a deeper mitigation right here. So as you can see, guys, multiple setups in just like half an hour or 1 hour of trading, right? Multiple setups. This is how price moves. It sweeps liquidity first, all right? So based on the higher time frame, we liquidated this high right here. We couldn't close below this low. we only have a sweep, we only have wicks below it, right? And then this will become a weak high and we should liquidate it. And if you pay close attention to here, we have the same setup happened one more time here. As you can see, this is beautiful. The sweep, the confirmation, return back into the zone. This is a SNDR, this little candle right here, and this low from this high to this low, and then traded higher. It happens all the time. I used to see this price action, this one right here, as noise, but now I can see right through it, and I can get multiple setups in this small range. All right, so let's look for another setup, and now let's stick with the higher time frame. So this is also very important. If you are trading on the 1 minute as your higher time frame, it's better to, and you are still new to this strategy, you need to stick to the higher time frame and wait for it to give you a direction. All right, don't go to the lower time frames, because on the lower time frames you will get these setups, but if you don't know what the higher time frame is doing, you are trading the pattern, and you are trading the setup for the sake of the pattern instead for the sake of a logical move, a logical reaction from that level. It might still work, yes, but this way you will never take your trading to the next level, take your understanding of price to the next level. You are always bound to that pattern itself, all right? Because for me, sometimes I don't even need those confirmations, right? I can see the setup happening in that area and I can take it the moment it taps into it, and I don't need that confirmation. I know it's going to happen, all right? Because I'm not trading the pattern. This zone, we have traded above it, all right? Let's see what's going to happen. We still have this zone. Let's see how much mitigation we have on this zone. All right, we have a deep mitigation into it. We have this one right here. At this instant. So I like this zone because the low took multiple liquidity or multiple lows before it traded higher. All right, so I thought I like this. Now all I need is a 1 minute confirmation here. Let's go to the 15 minute and see how that looks like. So as you can see on the 15-minute time frame, this is a sweep. Price, as you can see, is trading away from it, from this high. We don't have body closures, all right? And also we are inside this fractal. So this right here could be the play to the downside, but I need confirmation here because there is another setup happening, a bullish setup happening on the 5 minute, all right? So this is one of the times that I need some confirmation to decide whether I take the 5 minute one or this one right here. This one, I need a confirmation here. On the 5 minute, I can take a 1-to-1, a quick 1-to-1, all right? So we have this high right here. It was just below the 70%. We tapped into the 70% right here, as you can see, with a liquidation of this. So let's see what's going to happen. This is an interesting scenario. We closed below it here. All right. And let's go one more time to the 15 minute. We have a closure here. All right, we have a failure. Now let's see how the 1 minute react. If we close below this low, so that means that the 15 minute is in play and we should trade lower. All right, we swept this first top. We might have a double bottom scenario. All right, as you can see, we don't. So here I wanted this price close above this high right here, right? But we didn't have that, so we don't do anything. Let's follow price. All right, so as you can see, this is beautiful. Price is now following the higher time frame, which is the 15-minute. So if we go to the 15-minute time frame, as you can see, we have this high to this low. Now this could be a potential sell setup into here. All right, so let's see if price is going to top us into here, and this could be a nice setup on the 15-minute. We can take it. All right, so let's remove this. Let's remove also this one right here. I want to see price return at least to 30% of the zone to take my setup, right? Because the stop loss is a bit wide in this case. And let's see if we're going to get a 1-to-1. Oh, all right. So as you can see, we don't have a body closure yet. So we don't press the buttons. As you can see, I want to see a body closure below this low right here, or else I'm not taking the trade. So we don't have a body closure yet. If we go to the 5 minutes, now it looks that we have an opposing setup on the 5 minute. We have a sweep here. We have this zone right here. So as you can see, guys, I'm not forcing the buys. I don't trade with buys. You might think that this is not the right way to do it. I don't care. I traded with buys. I traded with no buys, and this is the best way for me, right? I now read what the market is telling me. I'm not forcing an idea that I have seen or I analyzed last night, because sometimes that idea might have changed and the price give you indications that it doesn't want to go to that, to the upside. Now it wants to go to the downside. But since you have that idea in mind, you are forcing it on the chart. And I know a lot of traders that have this problem. They force the bias. All right, so I don't do that. So as you can see, what do we have right here is that we have an interesting scenario right here. We tapped into this zone. We swept this low right here, right? And we closed above this here. We return back to it, and now we are ready to trade higher. If we go to the 15 minutes, the 15 minute is supporting this idea of going high, maybe to this wick, maybe to this low, to this high, I don't know. But we don't have body closures right here. We have all these sweeps, as you can see. And we also have this 5-minute zone. So this could be a potential setup here, but it already happened. Let's wait and see what's going to happen on the 1 minute. All right, so beautiful. This could be a nice setup right here from this high to this low, but we want to look only for sweeps. We have a sweep right here. Now it looks like that we have that 15-minute body closure, and yeah, we do have that, as you can see. So this was a pullback. Let's remove some of these things, and now we have another zone to work with, which is from this low to this high right here. And let's see if price is gonna return back into here, and we're gonna look. All right, so price returned back. Let's see if we're gonna get a nice setup, right? At least at 30%. Sometimes I take a direct market once price close below the candle, but now we have a wide stop loss. I don't want that, so let's place our order. All right, beautiful. So price stop us in quickly and then trade it to the downside. So this is a beautiful setup. All right. So what happens here is that this might look like a complex or a complicated example, but guys, it is still the same as always. All right. So what happened here? So I'm usually trading with the 5-second time frame. It moves really, really fast. So when I backtest, or when I trade Bitcoin on the 5-minute, on the 15-minute, I can do my analysis in just like 5 or 10 seconds. And I know my setup, and I'm going to take it. All right. So this is one of the benefits of trading the 5-second. You're going to have that skill of analyzing charts fast. All right. So anyway, what do we have right here? We have that body closure that we wanted for. We had a nice setup on the 5-minute right here inside it. It was only to offer some pullback, right? So on the 5-minute, as you can see, we had that market structure shift, right? It was only to offer pullback, this setup right here. And then on the 15-minute, we later on have that body closure here. Now, we have that body closure. We traded to the downside, but we didn't liquidate this low right here. And so this is extremely important for me. If we don't liquidate this low, if we don't close below it or liquidate it, for me, this is still the target. But if we liquidate it or close below it, so if we liquidate it, this would be the target right here. And this is a risky trade, it's a risky sell. If we close below it, now from this high to this low, this become another range, right? Or another swing point, and this would be the low that we're gonna target. And as you know, if you are familiar with the swing point, the more swing points or the more expansions you have, the more likely that price is going to reverse on you. All right. So I want to take the short from this one, the third one. After the third one, this is risky. All right. And price might potentially trade higher. So this is why it's crucial for me to see if price liquidated this low or not. If not, I'm going to take this setup right here and I'm going to target this one, because this is still in play. If price closes below this, I'm going to wait for a confirmation inside here. So beautiful entry on the 30%, stop loss always here, and I usually target 1-to-1. And as you can see, we have a nice sweep right here. We also have a nice, do we have a nice sweep? Yes, we also have a nice sweep here. So as you can see, if you go to the 1 minute, I believe there would be, yes, exactly. So on the 1 minute, as you can see, we have this nice sweep right here. Let's remove this one. As you can see, on the sweep right here, we don't have any confirmation to go lower. So this is not valid anyway. But here we have a sweep, we have a body closure. And guys, if you have like a quick move to the upside, sweep, and then confirm it, don't expect a pullback. Price is going to reverse quickly to the downside. So this is, it's called, I don't know, like the V-shaped recovery. So when you have like a really big expansion to the upside, it usually it is followed by a big expansion to the downside. A big a reversal. All right, so we have 2 trades, right? Beautiful on the 1 minute time frame. A Bitcoin moves like charm, and I believe this is the end of this video. This is how I analyze the chart every single day. The trades that I post on my Twitter account, this is how I do it. The purpose of this backtesting session is not really to take as many trades as I can, but to show you how you can read price. When you can read price, you can take as many trades as you can on the market. You can pick them. You can know the A plus and the A minus and the B plus, right? And this is how you should backtest. Don't try to take trades. Instead, read the market. What is it trying to do? All right. Now, if you have any questions, please DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below and I will answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.